Welcome to the TSA Insider Podcast, where we talk about the student experience, balancing academics, work, leadership, and everything in between. I'm your host, and today we are diving into something every high-achieving student faces: how to manage it all without completely burning out. I know firsthand how tough it can be. I've juggled national leadership programs, a competitive broadcast schedule, and demanding academic commitments, all while still trying to have a normal teenage life. And it's not easy, but I've learned a few things along the way that have helped me keep up without completely losing my mind. So let's just talk about it. The first key: time management. I know, you hear this all the time, but when you're balancing multiple commitments, you can't just afford to wing it. For me, structuring my time has been the difference between success and stress. When I was preparing for national competitions in both business and technology, specifically the TSA competition, while running a student organization, I had to be strategic. And that meant planning everything, blocking out time for school, practice, and work, but also making sure I scheduled time to rest. One trick that I've found helpful is time blocking. If I've had an early morning meeting, I'd choose that time afterward to finish assignments so that I wouldn't be overwhelmed later. And when I was preparing for a major speaking competition here at TSA, I set specific times each day for rehearsals so I wasn't cramming the night before. The next thing I've learned: you don't have to do it alone. I used to think I had to handle everything myself, every project, every deadline, every leadership responsibility, but that's not true. When I was hosting a statewide broadcast while balancing a full course load as a high schooler, I learned to lead on my team. I started delegating responsibilities, whether it was assigning research tasks for an episode or asking for help with logistics. I also learned to reach out to mentors and hear their stories and see how they've been through similar challenges. Their advice has helped me avoid mistakes, work smarter, and not harder, which is something we hear all the time, but it really does help. And here's a big one: it's okay to say no. I had to learn this the hard way, and at one point I was asked to take on another leadership role in a student organization, and it was an amazing opportunity. But I knew I wouldn't be able to give it my full effort without sacrificing other priorities I had, like leading as the chapter president for my TSA chapter at my school. So I turned it down. And guess what? The world did, in fact, not end. I was able to do better in the roles I had already committed to, and I've been able to give my full this whole year. At the end of the day, balancing school, jobs, and leadership isn't about being perfect. It's about being intentional. That's it for today's episode of the TSA Insider Podcast. If this has helped you, share it with a friend, and remember, you can handle the challenges ahead.